I saw these cubes, but I just thought they were trash cubes. No, those are people cubes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dustin Duran, and welcome back to Peril on Gorgon. In the last episode, we got both the keys to unlock, I forget what they were now, the Chem Lab and something else. Human Inquiry. But yes, we can now make our way back to Gorgon and progress the story from there. So let's get into it. And yes, it was Human Inquiry and Auditing. And that's probably where we'll start. And Kelly is here. Hello.
This change of scenery sure is something. Can't wait to see the groundbreaker.
Okay, that's right. Let's actually go to the groundbreaker first. Okay, are you... Okay, she left. I'm gonna run through here and see if I can find her. Whoa! Anton Crane is here. Okay. Hi.
It's you. I don't know that I ever thank you for opening my eyes. Though I must confess, living with your eyes open is as much of a curse as it is a blessing.
What are you doing here, Anton?
After you made me ponder my circumstances, I grabbed my things and lit out. I really had no plan to speak of, I just knew I had to get out of that place. Fortunately, I encountered one of the outlaws on the outskirts of Roseway, name of Cassandra. She was as fed up with her life as I was with mine. I was determined to sell my research to the highest bidder, but had no idea how one would do such a thing. I offered to split the money if she'd find us such a buyer.
Yeah, that was quite the risk. She was there to kill you for that research.
A risk I was willing to take. It was all I had. It not only represented the money I'd need to start my life on my terms, but also as a way of striking back at the corporation. She was as good as her word. She got us here and sold it. I was hoping to leave this whole colony behind, but the price for a ticket out of here is astronomical. I sense the corporate hand at work. They obviously do not wish their slaves to have a way out.
What will you do now?
I don't rightly know, but whatever it is, I'll be doing it for myself.
You need a job? I'm working with a scientist named Wells on something important.
Phineas Wells? Either you're having a laugh at my expense, or you keep very strange company. Regardless, I want nothing to do with any research of any kind. I'm done with that.
Okay, that's fine. Good luck then. Oh, well, I did not see her here. My only other thought is maybe she's with the gardeners. Well, I don't see her here either. Well, I don't know where she went. But I remembered what else I wanted to do. Was 1,000 bits. Yeah, totally fine. I can reset my skills and perks. So with the perks, I pretty much left them all the same, except because I'm max level, I don't need the experience thing. So I swapped that out for damage per flaw, because just why not? There's not much other options here. All right, so after some consideration, I believe I have found the perfect companion build. For me, anyways. So my top priority was getting inspiration to 150 because getting virtuoso, I thought, okay, yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Companions provide 10% skill bonus to player skills, even when they're on the unreliable. And two, since again, it's a companion build, I want my companions to be doing all the damage. They're also going to have all the health. I didn't care to get this above 100 though, because that just seems meh. I don't care about that. I never swap companions out anyways. For tech, I just wanted to get science up to 40. Oh, and okay, you know what? Let me backtrack here for a second. Before I even start, I messed this up. Okay, so yours is gonna differ. When I first picked my character, I didn't really know what I was doing or the build that I was gonna be doing. So that would affect these, but here's the main points. Tinkering cost, that was basically all I wanted to do with tech, is just get that up to 40. Because I don't care about the drug slots for the inhaler. I don't care about repairing stuff, especially too because weapons don't degrade with companions, and I don't ever really fire my weapon anyways. I mean, I do kind of, but it's like a couple shots, so repairing it is nothing. I have so many armor and weapon mods, and I sell them constantly too, and I still have like 100 at all times. I did want to get lockpicking to 150 because I have been seeing a lot of chests that are at 150, and it always bothered me. Hey, I want to know what's in it. Like, I have to lockpick everything. I have to get into everything. Even if it's useless junk, I have to get into everything. So for me, lockpicking at 150, very important. And this just happened to work out with Virtuoso and with Parvati. Me setting it at 83 brings it to a perfect 150. And then I put the additional ones into Hack because my two companions I'm normally with are Parvati and Max. Hack's kind of okay, so it's 49 points. It's not a lot into that, but just Max just boosts that up a ton. Sneak I don't care about. And with here, the only reason Lie and Intimidate are up was just because I was getting Persuade up. But again, I wanted Persuade up to 150. Again, because I should be able to get any... I actually don't know what the highest Persuade check is. I'm gonna guess it's 150. With that, putting my Persuade at 64 and having it with Parvati maxed out at 150, I should be set. There should be no Persuade check that I cannot get past. And then with the rest, I chose Bureaucrat because I didn't know what I was doing. Don't need defense. I don't have any points in a ranged because, again, I'm not doing the damage. My companions are all doing the damage. Nothing in a melee. And then too, I guess, just to remind everyone, so I am using the Jollicoeur Chimera outfit, plus 10 to all dialogue skills, which is actually plus 20 with the Armor Mastery perk. And then also the Jollicoeur Nice Hat, which gives plus 5 to all leadership skills and plus 7 Persuade, which is actually plus 10 all leadership skills and plus 14 Persuade. And pretty much just my favorite weapon is the Gloop Gun, because that basically just immobilizes whoever I want, puts them in the air so they're easier to shoot, and my companions can just light them up. So yeah, that is definitely my weapon of choice. But okay, anyways, to Gorgon.
Wow, look at those stars. Don't it make you feel small in the best way?
I suppose it does. And it is a very nice view. Oh. You almost look like you're painted. Like, did someone put makeup on you? Oh, and Marauders are back. I guess we'll just take care of them quickly.
This will be over quickly.
Ooh, he was zooming.
Great.
But all right, human inquiry and auditing. Let's go. Oh, it's such a surprise. So what are we looking at here? Ooh, something. Okay, so it's small. Oh, okay, never mind. It's not that small.
Oh, oh my law. What is that smell?
I fear the stench is but a meager taste of what's to come. Perhaps taste was the wrong word to use.
Did sewer lines break? Is that what they're referring to?
Welcome to Human Inquiry and Auditing, a Spacer's Choice facility. My name is Dr. Marion Blakesley, and I'd like to congratulate you all on volunteering for this important opportunity. Whatever your past,
Savage test subject.
Today, each of you will be part of something greater.
Okay, that recording is kind of disturbing.
We made puppets of people and tested them until they broke. Walk softly, Captain. Some of them still live here, and they hate to be disturbed.
I'd like to believe that nothing this place throws at us could be worse than what we've already faced, but I'm not so sure.
I reckon we've seen the worst of Halcyon already. How bad could this be?
I missed part of that. But yeah, so the mysterious stranger popped up. Wait, was she on that TV? I say she, because I'm assuming it's Olivia. She might have been on that TV, and I might have missed that too. I thought, I was sure it was coming out of the speaker, though. Kind of bummed I missed part of that, though. And a terminal back here. Volunteer inductions. Incoming messages from Blakesley on safety protocols. In order to minimize damage to company property and/or personnel, please observe the following guidelines during the volunteer induction process. Do not touch and/or handle test subjects. Please defer to security personnel. Avoid using inflammatory phrases or terms such as untested chemicals. Consider patented Spacer's Choice formula. Test subject. Consider valued volunteer. Cells. Consider living quarters. Remind subjects that compliance is one of the requirements of their contract with Spacer's Choice. Do not interrupt official Spacer's Choice communications and/or marketing while directing volunteers. Architect's balls. Is that all of the guidelines? Look, these people are coming here from Tartarus. Don't let your guard down, don't get friendly, and don't get close. If everyone does their job right, these volunteers will leave this facility as free and upstanding citizens. Blakesley. Okay. Also from Blakesley, upcoming changes. In light of certain recent developments, our friends at OCI have generously provided us with advice and guidelines intended to ensure the best possible outcomes for our research here at Human Inquiry and Auditing. To that end, we will be establishing new testing parameters and volunteer preparation guidelines, effective immediately. These guidelines will be provided to you at your stations. I really would like to congratulate you all on what you've achieved so far. Keep your heads down and your minds focused on the work, and the rest will come easy. If you have any concerns, kindly forward them to my assistant, Benjamin Morley. And from Morley, questions to Sonata. Every volunteer means just that, Miss Sonata. We're entering a vital phase of the testing process, and that means every volunteer participates in the trials. It's all the more critical that we maintain careful records of the dosages involved, of course. We're counting on you for that. Benjamin Morley. And outgoing messages to Weaver. Help. Weaver, have you seen my office keycard? If this is one of your little tests, it's not funny. Security is already at full burn. They're gonna lose their bolts when they catch me taking the long way around to the faculty areas. Please tell me it's sitting on your desk or something. Okay. So I guess look on a desk for a keycard. Oh, and okay, that is barred. Volunteer quarters. This sounds fun. Why is there a corporate recruit in here? You have recruits as guards? Alright, hello.
Show your boss that you are prime, because you take
I thought these folks were supposed to be volunteers. Why do they got them bunking like prisoners?
This whole place reminds me too much of my own incarceration, to be honest.
Why was that Spacer's Choice jingle happening? And it is mighty quiet in here.
Welcome, volunteers. This office environment is where we will test your communication, paper management, and self-motivation skills. This is your time to shine. You may just find yourselves doing similar work in a real office someday. Remember, compliance with all instructions from facility personnel is stipulated in the contracts.
This is a little disturbing. Hello? Hysterical test subject.
Here we go!
We're pretty good at this.
Hold on. They just lined up for you. What do we got here? I can't pick it. Oh, this is a 150. Nice. I'm glad I switched out my lockpicking. Although I'm sure there's an easier way around. Let's see what's on the terminal, though. Observation room. Restricted. Enter testing supervisor's passcode. From Blakesley. Ah, yes. I believe that was one of the things she gave me. So actually, this just seems like a shortcut around.
Wow, you could spy on just about everyone from here. Mr. Thompson would have been over the moon.
That's funny. I didn't finish looking around that room, so I will backtrack once I clear this out. Oh, and this is barred, so I guess I can unbar that. But I'm not going to go that way yet. I'm going to backtrack and go the normal way around. Okay, big door here. Hello, friends?
I have your back, Captain.
Kill that guy!
Wow! Great work!
They seem to just want to target one enemy and ignore all the rest.
This place is near identical to the Edgewater Cannery. What the hell?
Is it? I don't think so. Unless you're just saying that as in, hey, it looks like a cannery. Sure.
Welcome, volunteers. Here you will be demonstrating key life skills in a simulated working environment.
Oh.
As in any work environment, inattentiveness can have disastrous consequences. Any accidents will negatively impact your chances of completing the volunteer program.
Okay, next room. Oh. Wow. This looks fun.
Welcome, volunteers, to the combat test room. Under the guidance of our Spacer's Choice technicians, you will be completing a brief practice course. Volunteers are expected to follow all instructions. Failure to do so may result in immediate termination. You've made it this far. Keep it up.
Max, you let Parvati do all the work, huh? Although I'm letting them both do all the work, so I guess I can't really say much. Except no, I am inspiring you, and my determination is making you healthier. Oh, agony, huh? That seems unique. A level 28 long gun. Okay. Attacks with this weapon always inflict poison. That seems terrible. This tranquilizer gun was modified not only to kill, but to liquefy afflicted targets' organs in a quick yet agonizing process. Its designer was promoted to assist bureaucrat liaison for her contributions to the field of marauder demotivation. Okay, but that does not seem good, because with specifically a sniper rifle, you want it to kill immediately. So the poison would just never even matter, because you're trying to get a headshot, one single headshot kill. Like, poison would be much more effective on an automatic weapon. And two, you're level 28, which to get that up to level 41 be a lot. Might not even be possible. It's just better to use that. Just the regular one. Oh, and someone else is here. Hi. You guys gonna get him?
You are just that good.
Okay, next area.
Welcome, volunteers, to the combat test room.
Okay, yes, we already know that. Okay. I had to turn that off for a second because that intercom was being way too loud.
I don't believe we've discussed side effects, Dr. Ambrose.
The drug's not ready for release yet. The side effects are immaterial.
So it's dangerous. Perhaps it results in some thrilling mutations. Forearms, maybe? Or a second head?
Try delusion, paranoia, gastric bleeds, violence, and fatal insomnia. Shall I enumerate every way our volunteers have died? Suicide by automech, suicide by hanging, starvation.
Cut the recording, Georgie.
You sure, boss? I just put on a new cylinder.
Stroke, spontaneous combustion, internal exsanguination.
Just turn it off.
See, Ambrose was really not happy with how Adrena time was coming along. But it seems like everyone else was just saying, hey, we need to push this thing out.
Get him strapped down!
Dr. Blakesley.
Subject demonstrates catastrophic personality collapse. Fucker bit me.
Marion.
Interesting. I think I'm going into shock.
All right. Blakesley getting a little weird there. The terminal back here. User Johansson. Okay, observation logs. Ooh, there's a lot. All right. Get ready for some reading. Compliance testing parameters. Okay, maybe it's not that much. Sanctioned violence. Subjects SC1A through K were given forms and writing implements and instructed to fill them out to corporate standards. Upon completion, forms were placed into an employer-sanctioned shredding device by a technician. Test was then repeated. Observation notes. Volunteer SC1D, Kendall, objected to further testing after completion of second set of forms. Volunteer SC1G after 5th. Volunteer SC1B after 10th. No further objections from remaining volunteers. 1E, Hobbs, was discovered to be functionally illiterate and tagged for early advancement to the second phase of compliance testing. Objection from volunteer SC1D. Okay, group phase 2. Subjects 5A through K were given visual demonstrations of multiple physical exercises. Note, thank you, testing assistant Lehman. Then instructed to replicate them in accordance with verbal instructions. Observation note. Subject 5H complained of physical exhaustion after 5 minutes, missing numerous verbal cues. 5A, E, and K failed out at around the 15-minute mark. Test was terminated after 30 minutes as the technician became too hoarse to provide instruction. Group 27, mid-stage testing, phase 3. Subjects are instructed to follow a closed circuit around the perimeter of the testing chamber for the duration of the test. At random intervals, technician is to provide vocal cue to reverse course. Observation notes. Of the 8 test subjects remaining in Group 27, 6 respond to vocal cues. Subject 63D became aggressive and was removed. Subject 63B collapsed 30 minutes into the experiment and was removed. Remaining subjects exhibited compliance with all vocal cues for remainder of experiment. Technician's addendum. Observational data compromised due to equipment failure. Technician Embry was found incapable of continued operation due to incessant weeping and was withdrawn, flagged for disciplinary measures. Group 63, late stage testing, phase 4. Subjects are isolated and instructed to select one member of their experiment group for immediate removal from the volunteer program. Observation notes. Subject 63A volunteers subject 63F. B is unresponsive for duration of testing session. C deliberates for 5 minutes 37 seconds before volunteering E. D is unable to recall the names and or identification numbers of her fellows, but has volunteered each of them in turn, citing immediate need for additional Compound X injections. E volunteers subject F. F refuses to comply with instructions for duration of testing sessions. Subject 63G exhibits extreme confusion and extreme emotional distress, demands morning injection. Technician's addendum. Time as of previous note is 1400 hours. Subject exhibits extreme aggression. Subject terminated. And Group 87, late stage testing, phase 5. Subject is instructed to fire at shrouded target, one industry standard fashion model assistant device, mannequin. That's a nice name for a mannequin. Subject is not informed of nature of target. Observational notes. Subject has fired at target. Auditory reward initiated. Test reset. Subject has fired at observation window. Automated security enabled. Test reset. Subject has fired at subject. Other. Automated security enabled. Test reset. Subject has fired at subject. Other. Automated security enabled. Test reset. Subject has fired at target. Auditory reward initiated. Test reset. Subject refuses to fire. Subject refuses to fire. Subject refuses to fire. Technician's addendum. Subject unresponsive. Test reset. Okay. Messages. Incoming messages. Oh man. From Blakesley, safety reminder. In light of certain recent incidents, I'd like to remind you all that it is paramount that we follow all Spacer's Choice guidelines regarding safety and security. Yes, you will suffer professional and financial consequences if you are found to be responsible for damaging company property. But here at HIA, inattentiveness and recklessness also endanger highly limited company resources and threaten our overall production schedule. Think about what we are all here to achieve, then consider whether you want to be the one that lets us all down. Luckily, any and all injuries suffered by the volunteers this past week have been minor. All testing will proceed as scheduled. A reminder that all personnel are advised to report to the infirmary if they experience any symptoms listed on the notice LeBlanc provided earlier this month. It is strongly suggested that you use your allotted break to do this, as any losses to productivity will be reflected in your paycheck and/or indentureship agreement. From Blakesley. Alright, from Ran, just a question. Hey, you and Andre talk about Tossball sometimes, right? Have you noticed anything different about him lately? I'm pretty sure he's been at his desk all night. I was going to congratulate him on his newfound productivity, but I took a look at his reports just now, and some of them have very basic formatting errors. It's not like him at all. Maybe you could ask him about it. If something's wrong with his terminal, he should probably get it taken care of sooner than later. Huh. From Blakesley, resets. If we're going to meet OCI's figures this month, we'll need to double our testing capacity over the next few weeks. To that end, I need everyone in observation to work with disposal to have the preparation time between tests. Have the volunteers exit at a jog if you have to. Just try not to let them see the bodies. Oh. And from Hammond, subject, reply, hey. Look, Embry lost his head because he couldn't keep up with the work. He was never going to amount to anything, and we all knew it. The surprise is that he lasted this long. I don't know why my reports are any of your business to begin with, but I know how to use a damn computer. I bet Weaver put you up to this. I've been thinking twice as hard as anyone else in this office this past month, and now she thinks I'm going to outpace her. But maybe it's simpler than that. These emails used to be just a nuisance. Now I'm starting to think maybe your loyalties to some other corporation. Uh-oh. And outgoing messages. To Hammond, the boss. Hey Andre, Dr. Blakesley's starting to come down here pretty often, usually for the morning shift. She hasn't said anything, just watches us go through the test for a while and then gets up and walks out. Weaver tried to give her a report, I think, but Blakesley gave her a look, and that was the end of it. You think we're doing something wrong? You'd tell me if you knew anything, right? I'll split my lunch with you again. Oh, and hey, great game last night, huh? Okay, to Sandoval. Reply about Manosaurs. Yeah, we're going back to mannequins for Phase 5. None of the test subjects felt too torn up about shooting killer bugs for Monarch, I guess. Should make things easier for you over in Disposal, right? The best part is that one of the cages didn't close properly last night, and a couple of the little mana pillars got loose. Who knows where they are by now? Morley had an absolute fit. I don't think he likes bugs. So would that explain the mana pillars that are with Blakesley on the Groundbreaker? I'm gonna guess that's where they came from. And 2, are we about to run into a Manosaur, like running around the labs? And yeah, so this is where I came from, correct? Yes.
I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all.
Yeah, I guess this is just where they're disposing bodies. Alright, going into the trash. Is this actually going to be trash? Yes, it actually is. Kind of still sounds like it's partially
I see no more.
running.
I can't take this.
Calm
Each
down.
discovery is worse than the last. Human depravity knows no bounds, does it?
No, it's not great, but, you know. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's gross. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm realizing something. Okay, yes, this is back in here. Let me... Yeah. Yeah. I saw these cubes, but I just thought they were trash cubes. No. Those are people cubes. that's why it stinks. Okay. Guess we'll look at this terminal. Welcome, Zaro. Messages incoming from Sandoval. Reply bet. Don't want to play anymore. Let's just do our jobs, okay? Okay. Outgoing. To Sandoval. This week's bet. Alright, my 10 bits are on 52F. I know what you're thinking. He's so skinny, that's got to be bad odds. But I'm a gambling man, Victoria, and I've got an eye for this now. What do you think? Okay, to Sandoval. The truth. No, I'm not talking about the subjects, Vicky. I'm talking about the numbers. I've been keeping track of how many bodies we process every day and every week, and the number fluctuates, but never too much. 1 and 3 and 2 and 5 and 1 and 1 and 2 and then 10. Just look at that chart I left on your desk. You can see for yourself that there's a pattern. You see it, right? What is that supposed to mean? Well, going up. Hello. And this is a 150, so
That's hands, Cap.
let's head in. That is nice, having lockpicking at 150. I can now get into everything. Makes me so happy. I mean, it is just all random junk that I'm never going to use, but it satisfies me. Okay, supervisor's room. Let's check his terminal first. This is Morley's terminal. Ooh, okay, more reading. Incoming messages. Ran. Concerns. This isn't about a few volunteers, Morley. Most of the test subjects. 22A is already gone. Subject 17 is non-verbal. We've had some luck using small amounts of the compound to coax him into the testing rooms. To be honest, some of the staff are starting to worry me too. It's not just that ghoul and disposal either. Weaver's convinced that the compound's getting into the ventilation system somehow. I've caught her scrubbing her hands raw at the washing stations. I've tried reciting our safety protocols to her, but it hasn't seemed to help. I'm starting to think she might not be wrong. This is really just a detailed backstory of the creation of Marauders. From Blakesley, subject condolence letters, subject testing reports. Morley, pick out 2 of the deceased test subjects and whip up condolence letters, something saccharine and noble. Feel free to invent next of kin if there are none on record. Use the cheap paper, leave the letters on my desk, I'll dispose of them shortly. Outgoing messages. To all personnel, subject termination notice. This notice is to inform all HIA staff that testing associate Angus Runn is no longer a Spacer's Choice Pharmaceuticals employee, effective immediately. As valued members of the Spacer's Choice family, I trust that you will all pull together to shoulder Mr. Ruan's responsibilities in his place. To Blakesley, incident report. The missing test subject has been found and apprehended. Apparently he got into the testing department where he remained. I'm afraid nobody noticed for several hours. Hennessy had him doing paperwork. I think it's clear at this point that subject 44B12 didn't get out on his own. As far as we can tell, he didn't have much of an escape plan. The door was simply unlocked for a short period of time during the night. In the meantime, I've made it clear to the security forces that no further breaches will be tolerated. Archived messages. From Blakesley, delete this. How do I delete this message? You archived it. You didn't delete it. Good for me. Clarence, the latest results are in. As you hoped, you'll find that the violent cases now account for a smaller overall percentage of the testing pool. I expect that will change in about 2 or 3 weeks, so you'd better get that report out to Goodfellow in a hurry. In the meantime, dosing all of the test subjects means that HIA is now in the business of generating aggressive psychedelics. So if you could take 2 minutes out of your fundamentally pointless existence to somehow make it clear to Mr. Goodfellow that I need an update on those resources I requested, as well as the matter of additional security, increased oversight at Chem, or any kind of explanation for what the fuck. Well, and then the deleted messages. From Blakesley, read me. Morley, if you receive any communications from Dr. Ambrose, ignore them. Also notify me at once, and don't piss yourself worrying. It won't come up on your assessments. Okay. And also from Blakesley, read at once. Morley, no word from OCI. We'll keep going as we are. Say something to the staff. Break out that list of prepared statements I gave you. I suggest number 4. Remember to smile. I'm heading down to oversee today's testing personally. Make sure I'm not disturbed. Yeah, obviously, Olivia was not happy.
Did you enjoy the show? I didn't. You should have left Gorgon in its grave, where it belongs. Now I'm afraid I have to find a more permanent way to put you down.
If this person is spending so much time watching us, where will they find the time to plot their diabolical machinations that will spell our doom?
I don't know how much more of this I can take, Captain. I'm about to chew my own hands off with nerves.
Calm down. I liked that response from Max, though. I feel like a giant robot is going to come down that hallway, though. Okay, and we got
there you are.
Guy.
Is this... It's off, right? I don't understand these contraptions.
Dr. Blakesley, ma'am, I've come to say that it's time. I'm gonna do it.
Do what?
I'm gonna try for one of the shuttles.
You little shit. You've lost your mind.
If I can just make it to the landing pad, I'll be free.
Be reasonable, Morley. The project is almost over. We'll be out of here by October.
Ma'am, it's January. You're recording, by the way.
Damn it!
I did pick up Shock and Awe, level 29. Attacks with this weapon have a chance to inflict stun. Power and sweep attacks have a much greater chance. Well, what is the chance? Does it say? It does not say, which is unfortunate. Although, didn't one of the... you know what, I probably put it away. Yeah. I'm pretty sure one of the science weapons pretty much did the same thing. Spacer's Choice Funeral Expense Receipt. Dear Sir and or Madam, this notice is to acknowledge payment in full of all funeral expenses pertaining to Henry Blakesley. Henry Blakesley. Uh-oh. Enclosed, you will find an invoice for receipt, handling, and delivery fees, as well as a witness statement as to the exemplary loveliness of the eulogy. Spacer's Choice offers its condolences as well as its congratulations for your unflagging work ethic. That's unfortunate for her. Terminal. Blakesley. Admin functions. Alright, override synthesis and manufacturing center lockdown. It's Blakesley's override. The center status. So yeah. Still needs the chem lab. And then messages. This one's from Ambrose. Okay, subject frequency of testing updates. Marion, it's been 3 weeks. Where the fuck are the reports from HIA? Deliver them to me by the end of the day or deliver me your letter of resignation. I'm done asking. In the future, you will send me bi-weekly reports of HIA's status. These reports will include an inventory of test subjects, which version of the Gorgon compound they have been administered, how frequently those administrations have occurred, and who has been administering them. To these reports, you will append a mortality record. These records will include an accounting of the burn-down rate of our current stock of volunteers and compound ampules, in addition to a thorough analysis of their injuries. I want to see charts, Mary. Big fucking charts, with lots of precious little numbers. And before you ask, bi-weekly means twice a week. Don't pretend you don't know what I mean. Also from Ambrose, condolences, etc. Marion, personalize and forward the following note to the families of the deceased volunteers. Take carbon copies and send those on to Lucian at the usual address. Make certain he gets every single one. Ollie. Dear name, it is with regret that I write to inform you of the death of your relation, blank. They died peacefully, attended by their fellows. Please accept our sympathies in this difficult time, though it may offer you little comfort. Know that your relation dead in service of a better, more productive Halcyon. In accordance with the agreement blank signed with Tartarus Corrections, a division of United Defense Logistics, their term of incarceration is now considered complete. Outgoing to Goodfellow, latest results. Goodfellow, yes, many of the subjects still exhibit increased energy levels and compliance, the same euphoric response, but they inevitably crash Testing clearly suggests that Chem's Compound X has extreme and irreversible effects when administered repeatedly over a long period of time. Several volunteers in the old SCO2 group are barely verbal. When they do speak, it's to beg for more of the compound. I'm finding it hard to shine that up for you, Lawrence. So good you'll beg for more? Don't you dare use that. If we could dilute the compound or even ease out the schedule, we could mitigate some of the addictive effects. Weaning some of the earlier test subjects off the compound might buy us time until Chem refines the formula. I need time, Lawrence. To Morley, testing reports. Morley, I need you to compile some of the test results from the past month, pull a subset from the reports we forwarded to OCI if you like, so long as there are charts. Make sure the worst of the mortality reports are up front, will you? To the testing labs. Reply Testing Group SC82. At the behest of the Office of Creative Incubation, we are applying varying amounts of unknown solutions to test subjects that are already mid-treatment. What organizational schema do you imagine would miraculously restore scientific rigor to this process? Stick to the current system. And to Morley, condolence letter, something, yes. Right, archive messages to Bancroft, resignation. Lucian, I'm leaving this message to inform you of my resignation from the position of testing supervisor at Spacer's Choice Pharmaceuticals effective immediately. I won't be returning to headquarters, and I wouldn't bother chasing that tracking signal unless you want to give the boys and girls in human resources some exercise. I'll warn you once, do not try and find me. So yeah, she finally hit her breaking point. And hack for the deleted messages. From Ambrose, condolences, etc. Marion, cancel all the letters. If they've been hand-delivered, send someone to retrieve them. Secrecy trumps sentiment. Don't ever let me do anything so indulgent again. Also from Ambrose, test subject status. Marion, I see now why you held back your reports. Strangulation, attempted disembowelment, blunt force trauma to the head with a bedpan. It's not just that volunteer deaths are up, but that the ways in which they're dying are appalling. This is unconscionable, an unmitigated disaster. Cease administration of the compound immediately. I'll take this to our liaison, Lucian. Surely when I show him these results, he'll understand that we can't take this product to market as it currently stands. Yep, Olivia not happy. To Morley, delete this. Morley, how do I delete this message? And yes, I just read that.
I knew this place wasn't going to be some pleasant seaside stroll, Captain, but I don't know how I can live with what we've seen here.
Yeah, what they did here was pretty inexcusable.
And for the basest of reasons.
They knew, Captain. Spacer's Choice knew all along what Adrenatime did, and they sold it anyway.
Somehow this does not surprise me.
Then we're in agreement, though I wish I could say that it did. I hope this journal holds what many suspects it does, but I'm starting to have doubts that it will exonerate her mother.
I mean, I think this is exonerating her, at least a little bit. She's obviously very concerned about this entire process the whole time. She's not happy about it. It does seem like, because again, I think she's still the mysterious stranger, it does seem like she's the one that shut down this whole project. Only one way to find out where this leads. Let's go. Alright, we still needed to go up here.
What they did here? I ain't ever gonna shake this.
I'm starting to regret bringing Parvati here. But her persuade and lockpicking are very nice. And this is the reception desk. Okay, my guess is this is gonna lead out to, can I see? Yeah, my guess is that it's gonna lead out right here, the rear exterior. But that's weird too, that why is the reception desk in the rear of the facility? Anyways. Last terminal. Castillo. HIA visitation protocols. The Human Auditing and Inquiry Facility is a dedicated research facility and houses a considerable quantity of hazardous materials, machinery, and personnel. As such, no external visitors are to be permitted at any time absent express written permission from HIA testing supervisor, Dr. Marion Blakesley. If you suspect a visitor does not have the appropriate credentials, please observe the following procedures. Stay calm, notify nearby security personnel of your suspicions, wait for security personnel and/or equipment to finish disposing of the visitor. That's nice. Complete an incident report per official guidelines. Remember to use Spacer's Choice approved formatting and language. At no point should you leave your workstation unattended. Leaving your workstation unattended will be considered a severe security breach and may result in a fine and/or summary termination of your employment with Spacer's Choice. Your supervisor has posted the following addendum. Right, that's the official shit. If we do get visitors, inform me at once. If they're from other departments, if it's Dr. Ambrose, don't get in her way, but log her every move. If it's Clarence Mosley, keep him at reception. I'll come down in person to see this log-given miracle for myself. If Jasper Lowe or anyone else from Chem turns up, let them stew at reception. I'll send Assistant Marlowe down eventually. And one message from Blakesley. HIA Visitation Protocols Update. HIA is on lockdown until further notice. Do not let anyone into the facility until the escaped volunteers are located. I'm going to check volunteer inductions for any sign of our fugitives. If you receive any keycard access notifications in the next 20 minutes, ignore them. Wait, was there a time on that? No. Let's see. It has been a minute since I've been over here, and yes. This is just that back way. Well, okay, we'll leave it here for now. Now, it did sound like most of the people, the test subjects, were from Tartarus, so they were prisoners, but why they were prisoners could have varying reasons. Maybe they should not have been prisoners. But anyways, yeah, they were killing a lot of them, trying to work out Adrena time, and it clearly wasn't working. And they were making them into cubes. That's nice. But now in the next episode, we'll make our way to the chem lab, figure out what kind of craziness is going on there. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be just as bad. But until then, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and/or subscribe. Semper Fi, stay free.